What was that?
I don't know. When you figure it out, let me know. What is going on, Sin City sinners? Just kidding. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday and welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David and I'll be one of your hosts today. And today, like every day, we are coming at you live from our studio here in, why the hell did it get cold all of a sudden? Las Vegas, Nevada, with our daily only on the weekdays, but sometimes we stream randomly live shows. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer, nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. Speaking of content today, we have a special analysis on Bitcoin hash rate difficulty, what that means from the price, from our main man, Forrest from Crypto Stackers. We're also talking about Polygon. Continues to make headways. Lots of dApps building on the protocol. We're going to talk about miners. We're going to talk about everything, but we can't. Before we can talk about everything, I'd like to introduce you to your other co-host, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do live streams. We also do deep dives. We film on location at different conventions and conferences throughout the world. And then... Throughout the world, yes. And we also do crypto street interviews. Which we posted one on Friday. If you have not seen our latest episode of Crypto Street Interviews, we have a very interesting lady wearing a orange dress.
Wearing a Bitcoin dress, but she was an XRP fan.
Big XRP fan.
Huge.
And very interesting personality there as well. Big show today. Really excited. We're going to go to the Money Convention, Money 2020, here in Las Vegas a little later. We're going to go talk to some of the traditional finance individuals. And then, but before we do that, you know what time it is?
What's the time?
First of all, it's time for y'all to hit that like button, you know.
That thing is so broken.
My like button sign's seen better days. This is kind of like the spirit of Christmas. The more you hit the like button, the more it will fix itself.
That's not true, because if they hit it an odd amount of times, it will actually unlike the video.
Okay, all right.
Or is it odd or even?
If you're new here, just do us a favor, subscribe. If you don't like us, you can always unsubscribe later on. And then notification bell. Yeah, you don't want to miss any of the juicy content we got coming out. And you never know, we got a lot of people here in town, so you might have a last-minute stream pop up. Speaking of last-minute streams, we did have Ben from BitBoy Crypto in here earlier doing his live show from here. So if you missed that, make sure you go check out Ben's channel. We also were featured there with a little perspective from the Sin City team. And then, let's get into, first of all, the roll call. All right. First up in the chat today, let's see who we got up in here. First is Marky Mark. Round of applause for Marky Mark. And then we got Stereo 2, Crypto Yogurt, Jimmy. And then we got Tox, Sean Burns, Broke Yoshi. We got Yari and Navarro. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And then we got Raul. And then also the Naked Canadian says he's new here, first time. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And then
It's gonna keep going like that.
it's gonna be a lot of holas today, man. And then we got Heinz, Why You Loud Gang, R.A. Daniels, Servando, Liquidated Shorts. I think I already said that. And then who else we got in here? We got Lee's as well. Hola! And then 151 Crypto. We got Sam Bankman-Fried in here.
No way.
He said, why been so loud, so mad? And then hola to you, sir. And also Anthony Barbacoa. And then we got Vegas Freeballer, Tox, effing Book. And then David's True Love. Also Shirley Sound, Redman Hindi. And
You say Sam
Enzo
Thomason?
Mining, Sammy. And then we got Mad Fenergy. Hola! Crick Cats, Bullish Kenny G, and Noel. I think that rounds it out there. If I missed you, tell me I missed you. Anyways.
What about DV?
Who?
DV.
Oh, DV.
And Digital
From
Woody.
London. And Digital Woody. Hola! Digital Woody, huh?
Yeah.
I think his name's Woody?
I'm
or-
assuming we're talking about Toy Story.
Toy Story?
Yeah. Who is your favorite character, by the way?
You gotta go Buzz, man.
Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah,
He was pretty dope. You know, I liked Forky.
Who?
Forky?
Was that the pig?
No, it was a fork. It's from the last one they did.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched all the new ones, man. I think I saw Toy Story 2, and I think that was
Those are great movies, man. But Buzz, the pig was good too. The dinosaur, the little emotional dinosaur. That was good.
Yeah.
All right.
The dinosaur reminds me of you. Like nervous and emotional.
Nervous and emotional.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we also got Michael DeFries. Hola! And Dominic Patruca as well. Hola.
So,
All right.
There you go.
I want to start the show off by talking about something our government did for us. Guys, we're saving money.
Really?
This is a new Inflation Reduction Tax Efficient Act. Just kidding. But some help with inflation from your friends at the IRS. The IRS lifts the tax bracket ranges for inflation, so the less income falls into the higher brackets. So here's what goes as follows. Tax rates range from 10% to 37%. For next year, though, the top rate applies to income over $578,000 for single filers, up from $539 this year, and $693,000 for couples, up from $647 this year. Here in descending order are the next four brackets for next year compared with this year. 35% begins at income over $231K for single, and over $462K for married couples. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but essentially, you will save money on taxes if you're making more money. Robin, is this enough? Is this enough for you to throw your support behind the people making the rules?
Or that the rich people are taxed less?
Well, your taxes are less too.
I'm not rich.
Well, here, 22% begins at incomes over 44K versus 41K. So you are saving a little money. In addition, the standard deduction.
Is it time to do tax cuts right
Here's
now?
the thing, bro. The standard deduction, which reduces your taxable income, will rise to $27,700 for married couples, which I believe was at $24,000, and $13,850 for single filers, which was up from, I believe, $10,000. So, although it might not seem like a lot, it's something, right?
I'm always me personally. Of course, I would love to pay less taxes. It's more money for me, more money that I can invest in crypto, and so yes, I'm happy about that. But is it irresponsible in a time of economic uncertainty where there's been nothing but failures at the federal level with monetary system? I just feel like it's not a good time to ease up on taxes, right? I'm for it. I'm game. I'm just thinking that it's like
We saw what happened with the Prime Minister of England when she said she was cutting taxes. She was out in 40 days.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't kick out the current administration, no matter how much we
dislike them.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Rob.
Yes.
What do the markets look like?
All right. So taking a look at Bitcoin, we got at $19,271.85. Ethereum coming in at $1,334. And then what else? What are the biggest movers today? And just everything is flat, man. Look, nothing in the top 10 outside of Cardano is up or down more than 1%. Biggest gainer for the day, we got Clayton, and then Chili's as well as up. And then some of the biggest losers as well. Terra Luna Classic, or Terra Classic USD. The dollar peg stablecoin is at 3 cents. And it's very interesting. Now, Crypto Fear and Greed Index sitting at a 22. This is going as sideways as the Bitcoin charts are as well. And then just to take another visual representation of what the markets are looking like. You got Clayton up, as we mentioned, significantly for the week, and also Hex up for the week. And then taking a look at more of the day chart, kind of the same. Matic is also up 5%, and other than that, a little stagnant. But this is also shared in the Wall Street as well, or traditional markets, where most of everything is slightly in the green. SP 500 at almost a full percent, Dow Jones at 1%, but the NASDAQ, the one that follows more or less tech-driven stocks and also has a pretty good correlation to crypto, is only up 0.22%. Yeah, that's all I got there, David.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. So just a quick macro topic here. Europe markets close 1.4% higher as utilities lead gains, and Rishi Sunak is the new UK Prime Minister. I think I have one or two things highlighted here. European markets closed higher on Monday, remaining upbeat after the announcement that Rishi Sunak would replace Liz Truss as the UK Prime Minister. I believe, and I didn't do too much in-depth research on this, but I believe they just went with the next conservative person. So the politicians, the people from the other side of the aisle, let's just call them the Democrats, because this is a conservative party that Liz Truss was from, the one that won the prime ministership. They wanted a general election. They said, hey, you shouldn't just be able to put your next conservative party candidate in power as prime minister. We want to hold the general election. It looks like that didn't happen. And I believe it's a gentleman. This gentleman is the new UK prime minister. Could it be worse than what we saw with Liz Truss? I mean, you got to assume he looked back, he or she, I believe it's a gentleman, looked back at what Liz Truss said and did, the feedback she got from the public, and how everything just went sideways, and you figure he's not going to do the same, right? So,
he's a pretty handsome man.
You got his picture pulled up? That's not him.
Oh, well, yeah.
This right here?
No, I have a picture of him right
Oh,
here.
you do?
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, look at that. There he is.
Rishi.
Yeah, he's
So it is a guy.
not too bad looking. It's like a GQ model, right?
Yeah, he does actually.
Yeah.
Interesting. Whether you're in England or not, or whether this affects you or not, right now the state we're in, we're all tied together. The American economy, UK, Europe, Asia, China, Russia, everything's tied together. We see it happening day in and day out. Something happens in Russia, it affects the global economy. Something happens in the US, it affects the global economy. Something happens in Europe, affects the global economy. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this, what he walks back on with what his party, essentially like his party what's the word I'm looking for?
No idea.
Me neither. See if he walks back on Liz Truss and what she was talking about doing as far as the tax cuts and everything, and see if he kind of paves his own way. But something definitely keep an eye on. A couple of metrics I want to look at here for Bitcoin. So the first thing I want to take a look at, this is the Bitcoin Mayor multiple, which shows us whether it's overbought or oversold. The blue line is a 200-day moving average, and on the bottom you have the Mayor multiple at 2.4, which means it's overbought. So anything above over here, above this red line means it's overbought, and anything under the green line means it's oversold. And if we take a look at what we saw during last bear market, so let's take a look at 2015, and we can zoom in here. Take a look at 2015. This was our bottom, and if you take a look at this this oscillator, we bottomed out on the oscillator as well, being overbought, right, or oversold. If I go back and we take a look at 2018, which a lot of people say was the worst bear market we saw, and we take a peek at this bottom here, we're going to see the same thing, right? Bottom back in December of 2018. Also, we did see the bottom in the oscillator as well, oversold. Well, where are we at currently? And when are we going to see a bottom if we haven't seen it yet? So currently, if I zoom in just from the beginning of this year, so we are currently trading under the 200-day moving average, and we've been in oversold territory for quite some time, since May of this year. And so have we reached the bottom? Was this right here the bottom, 17,500? I know on the show with Ben today, he does not believe the bottom is in. I don't think Robin believes the bottom is in. But everything we see from the on-chain metrics tells us the bottom is in. But the most important thing, and people say this all the time, when miners finally capitulate, that's when we see a bottom. Well, we have been in this capitulation zone for quite some time. This is the miner capitulation risk. So you have a few things on here. You have the Bitcoin difficulty in pink, which just hit another all-time high. In blue, right next to it, you have Bitcoin miner revenue. And that thing has been absolutely tanking since November of last year when we saw the top on Bitcoin. And then you have these little gray, these little brown areas are the capitulation risk. And so if I just kind of zoom into where we are today, you can see we've been in this minor capitulation zone for quite some time. The difficulty is continuing to go up, and revenue, minor revenue, is at cycle lows. What is going to break? Are we going to see difficulty start to get adjusted down? Are we going to see it continue to go up along with the hash rate? What are we going to see? Well, we have some good news. We actually have a full breakdown of this entire situation from one of our favorite guests on the show, Forrest from Crypto Stackers. If you're not familiar with him, he was the former head of research at Token Metrics, now runs the Crypto Stackers Pro platform on YouTube, Twitch, and I believe he has I know he has a trading platform as well. So without further ado, let's see what he has to say about this entire situation and what it means for price. So, we ready, Rocco?
Go for it.
All right, let's roll it.
All right, Bitcoin hash rate reaching new all-time highs. That means the competition to mine Bitcoin is very, very high right now. But why is this going up when Bitcoin's price has been going down? We're in a bear market. Why would there be more demand to mine Bitcoin when the price is lower? We're going to dive in and just note that there's a lot of this is going to come down to speculation. Before I go any further, apologies for the raspy voice. I do have a cold, starting to lose my voice a little bit, so bear with me here. So last bull market, let's look at what hash rate did. Hash rate actually peaked, right? Actually peaked in October of 2018, well after the December 2017 peak. So hash rate actually ended up climbing even as Bitcoin's price kind of fizzled out down to around $6,000. Then when Bitcoin's price dropped, that's where we saw the pullback in hash rate. When we saw a move away from our equilibrium price of $6,000 and down to $3,000, we saw Bitcoin hash rate drop, and that makes a lot of sense. Why? Because you can get less money for your Bitcoin, and it's costing you a certain amount of money in terms of power. The unit economics are such that this disincentivizes, a drop in price disincentivizes mining, right? Because it's expensive. Now, we're actually seeing a very, very similar process here. We're seeing hash rate from the last bottom, right, from our bear market bottom. We're seeing hash rate increase very rapidly. Now, we did have an aberration here, right? But this reduction in hash rate, I believe, is actually what caused the price of Bitcoin to drop. We were in the middle of a bull market, and then China bans Bitcoin mining, and that's going to decrease the price. That's going to cause some FUD and cause some panic where the price of Bitcoin drops, right? And as miners are undergoing an exodus from China, leaving, hash rate's going to drop significantly. So when the security of the network drops, there's a lot of FUD, and the Bitcoin price ends up dropping by about 55%, right? And then we finished out the rest of the bull market with Bitcoin making it back to around $69,000, right? So had we not had that big event where China banned Bitcoin mining, we would actually probably be looking at something that looks very similar to last bull market, where we just have seen, an increase in Bitcoin mining hash rate. Obviously, this little drop was due to kind of a one-off event, but otherwise, Bitcoin hash rate has been increasing. Now, we actually peaked in November of 2021, and now we're sitting here in October seeing Bitcoin hash rate make new all-time highs. That's not so different, right? That's not so different from what we saw last bear market. We actually saw 8 to 9 months of Bitcoin's hash rate increasing before Bitcoin's price dropped. Now, does that mean I think that Bitcoin's price is going to drop and fall off a cliff and drop by 50% and then hash rate's going to come down? No. Just because something happened last bear market doesn't mean it's going to happen this bear market. But what we have seen is, fairly normal or fairly in line with what we saw last bull market. We've seen it increase in hash rate. So why could this be? Well, it could just be that a lot of money was raised for Bitcoin mining companies during this bull market, and they're just now getting online. And despite the Bitcoin price being down, and despite the unit economics, maybe not being profitable right now, they still have funding to speculate on the future price of Bitcoin and mine Bitcoin while Bitcoin's a little bit cheaper, right? It could also be that there's a unique player or a unique circumstance, a unique entity that has access to very cheap energy where mining Bitcoin at these hash rates and at these prices is actually still profitable. Alternatively, this could be a really large player, either a large institution with a lot of funding or even a country, right, that is has deep pockets and is mining Bitcoin at these low prices, maybe temporarily unprofitably, but looking to maybe drive out competition, right? There's a lot of mining companies right now that could potentially go under, right? Because the unit economics of Bitcoin mining right now is, for many people, depending on what your cost of energy is actually unprofitable, right? So if you have very deep pockets, you could potentially drive up this hash rate significantly, make it more expensive to mine Bitcoin and push competition out of the space, which ironically would actually be a very centralized play that would add to the centralization of Bitcoin. Again, we're speculating here. Alternatively, this could be a country, a major country that with very deep pockets that is looking to make a future play into Bitcoin. Could this be Russia, or could this be China, or could this be another? And again, we're speculating here. We're speculating, right? Not making claims. We're just, what could attribute to this large hash rate increase? Could this be Russia? Could this be a country that has access to a lot of energy or cheap energy, mining Bitcoin, even though it's unprofitable, but knowing that they're going to adopt a Bitcoin in the future, right? And that's going to drive the price of Bitcoin up to be profitable in the future, right? If you're a country like Iran or Russia, and you have a large economy, or you're China, and I don't think it's China, right? But if you're a large economy and you know that your adoption of Bitcoin is going to drive the price of Bitcoin up in the future, you could mine it at $19,000 right now, knowing that your adoption of it is going to drive it to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in the next year or so, and be pretty comfortable here. Meanwhile, you're driving a lot of competition out of the market. Okay. So this, again, we're speculating here, but so far we haven't actually seen anything that's too different from what we've seen before. We're seeing that hash rate peak 8 to 9 months after Bitcoin's price peak. And I think the most likely reason for that is that there's been a lot of money that was raised at these higher valuations, and these mining companies are just now getting online with that funding, right? Or alternatively, we have an entity with a lot of access to cheap energy. So hopefully this was an informational video. Again, we're just speculating here. We don't know for sure, but ultimately what this tells us is that there is an increase in demand for Bitcoin among miners. And if you just basic supply and demand, this could potentially be a good thing, right? Now, keep in mind, a lot of Bitcoin right now being mined at $19,000, $19,500. As soon as Bitcoin's price goes up, there's going to be a lot of these miners that are looking to dump it and get out at what would have been a profitable level. So this could also keep the price of Bitcoin down for a longer period of time. If we go up to test those 25K, 30K, 40K levels, there's a lot of Bitcoin being mined down here at probably unprofitable levels for a lot of miners that are going to want to turn around and sell it as soon as it gets into profit. All right, guys, have a great day.
All right. That's pretty interesting. What are your thoughts on him saying it might be a country, maybe like Russia, that's seeing this as an opportunity to get in there, drive the hash rate up? I don't want to say take over the network, but have a big role in securing the Bitcoin network. What do you say to that?
I'm still, I'm not in the camp that countries are going to start mining Bitcoin as far as a government. Now, whether or not a country will have more hash rate because of the free market that's set up in that area might be advantageous for miners to set up because of energy costs. And maybe a country like Russia is not exporting as much energy due to sanctions, as an example. And in doing so, they have a surplus of energy and it drives down the cost of energy. And maybe it's advantageous for crypto mining companies to set up shop there. And then in turn, you can see a shift in the hash rate going elsewhere. But as far as a nation state, getting up behind the idea of, hey, we as United States or we as France or, as India, we are going to start mining Bitcoin because we believe in the technology. I think, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying it won't happen. If it does happen, it's going to be so far out into the future that I just think it's a non-factor, not even anything worth discussing as far as from my side. Now, I know there are opposing viewpoints, so perhaps maybe there is some credence to it. I don't know.
I mean, it would make sense though, right? We have this whole narrative as far as the whole BRICS thing, right? China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, India, they don't want to be dependent on the US dollar anymore, so they're creating a new currency that's not backed by a country or a government, but it's backed by commodities. And what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin's a commodity. So could they be positioning themselves to have not control, but have a major say in the Bitcoin network and security network and use Bitcoin as part of what backs their currency?
If you use your example as a commodity, which we all agree, Bitcoin is a commodity, right? And so nations aren't, the government's not going out here and mining gold. If a country wants to...
Well, mining gold is different than mining Bitcoin.
How so?
What do you mean, how so? You don't have to go out and mine gold physically.
I mean, you have to physically set up the ASICs and get it,
you do it one time, and that's it. You just
what I'm saying is that you
don't have to go out and use these large excavators or however they do to mine gold.
You still have to set up.
I set up once.
If a country is going to set up mining, you're not talking about plugging in a refrigerator here. You're talking about a country, a nation state. You're talking about warehouses and then plugging into a grid. Like, you're talking on a massive scale. What Marathon? You're talking about like what a country is going to do. You're talking about on par with what these other major publicly traded companies are doing. And so it's just, if they want exposure to Bitcoin, they can just buy it. If one of these countries want exposure to Bitcoin,
it's not about, for these countries though, it's not about having exposure. It's about being able to have a say in the network.
But what are they going to say?
What do you mean, what are they going to say?
Maybe if they have enough voting power. What are they going to say?
Maybe if they have enough voting power, they'll be able to push through Bitcoin improvement proposals.
What improvement proposals?
I don't know. I'm just saying they would have that option at that point.
But what I'm saying is that, first of all, to set up all, it would be a long process. If a nation wanted to manipulate the Bitcoin network and change it for its own good, I just don't see what the incentive is for an entire country to go through the painstaking process of setting up trying to buy all these ASICs, competing to get, and then you would have to get a massive amount of hash rate. And the thing is there's not enough ASICs out there that are on the free market to pull enough hash rate that you can 51% pull in a vote. It's just not. And you could get there if you set it up now and you spent 5 years building it out, 10 years building it out, and just hope that the competition doesn't outbid you when it comes to the ASICs.
What if you're a country that makes ASICs?
But what I'm saying is, okay, what benefit does a country have by, instead of focusing on their economics, is focusing on buying ASICs and trying to take over the Bitcoin network?
It's not about taking over. It's about having a say in the network.
What is the
if you're going to throw Bitcoin in with silver and gold and whatever else this BRICS thing is backed by.
Give me one example of what a country should do if they spend, say they spend $50 billion on, instead of fixing their infrastructure, like we're going $50 billion, we're going to take over the network. Well, give me one example. What the hell are they going to do?
Do you not pay attention? I literally just said it.
What?
Imagine having something backing a currency that you're going to use in trade with other countries, and you also have a say in how that commodity works and how it runs and how it improves and how it moves forward. That you don't think that's beneficial to a country or to a group of countries? We're talking China, Russia, India.
Well, my question is, what are they going to change for their benefit?
I don't know.
That's the thing. There's nothing to change. Bitcoin
It's not about knowing what they'll change. It's about having the power to do so. That's the whole point. Is we don't know. We can't forecast into the future. China's going to do this, and they're going to change.
Okay.
They're going to put this Bitcoin
So then
proposal.
why, if they don't even know, and you don't know, and we're crypto people, like if none of us know, then at what point does it make any sense to go $50 billion into 5 years?
$50 billion is nothing to a country like China, to a country like
what
India.
are they? Well, what I'm asking is, what the hell are they going to do? They either crash the network and try to destroy it. That's the only narrative. Like, maybe they don't like it, so they're going to put a bunch of money into it so they can crash it. But other than that, like, what are they going to make it go green? Why are they going to spend $50 billion to take over the network just to go to proof of stake, just to invalidate all their miners? So there's that. Or are they going to print more? Then they're going to break the network, they're going to crash the price, and all the investment that they had goes backwards. So I cannot logically think of one scenario that a country would spend years and years of infrastructure building out and acquiring ASICs to take over a Bitcoin network. For what? If you're that interested in Bitcoin, just go out and buy it.
It's not about being interested in Bitcoin. It's about power. Governments want power. Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay.
You want power?
That's the
Just buy
point.
Bitcoin. Manipulate the price. That's all you got to do. It's very simple. If you're so concerned about gaining power in Bitcoin, all you got to do, look, market cap, Bitcoin, $370 billion. Buy $50 billion instead of trying to spread it out over the course of years and buying to maybe manipulate. Like, just go out, buy $50 billion worth of Bitcoin, do whatever the hell you want. You could dump it on the market over and over again.
You don't get it. All right.
You're making a conspiracy theory.
It's
without
not about conspiracy
without
theories.
any final direction.
You're asking me what are they going to do? I don't know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
But what I do know is governments and countries want power.
If they want power, they just buy it. That's it.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Holding Bitcoin and having a say in the entire network is not the same. It's not the same.
But what I'm asking is, what in the hell?
I don't know. All I know is it would give them power to do.
what?
I don't know. They would have power in the network. They would have power. And if it's something, if Bitcoin's a commodity that is backing their new currency,
no other country uses it, and now they have control over retail and some a handful of institutions.
All right, so there is some good news with the Bitcoin hash rate soaring. So you guys know where I stand on this whole difficulty going up. We talked about this on Ben's show this morning. I'm concerned in the short to medium term as far as difficulty going up. These miners having to unplug, and whether that's going to make the Bitcoin network more centralized. But some positives out of the hash rate is makes it harder for bad actors to perform a 51% attack. The current cost of a 51% attack is $772,364. But the bad news is some retail miners might be forced to abandon their rigs in the fourth quarter if they can't manage to break even. So, Forrest thinks oil prices are going down. I think Ben thinks the same thing. I think the opposite. I think that with OPEC cutting supply, with the U.S. government having to replenish the strategic petroleum reserve that they've been absolutely decimating for the last few months, and they just tacked on another 15 million barrels they're going to take out. So all that combined, I think it's going to drive the price of oil up, which naturally will, make it harder to cost more to mine Bitcoin. You need to make more money with Bitcoin. And the price continues to go down, and we're in this recession, and macro's looking bad, and the war in Ukraine gets worse, and China decides to attack Taiwan, and who knows what else could be happening. But the world economy is on shaky grounds right now. I mean, for God's sakes, the UK bond market was literally about to collapse. People who have put money in their pension funds, they were going to get completely wiped out. And that's not to even talk about what's going on in China with Evergrande and the housing market. Like that's going to collapse too if nothing changes, right? So I don't know. But hey, at least it's more expensive to do a 51% attack. All right. I want to hop back over to, I had a couple charts I wanted to show. So the first thing I want to talk about is BTC. So I had this, showed the same chart on Ben's channel this morning, but this is a weekly chart on Bitcoin. I have two things plotted on here. The Bollinger Bands, which measures volatility. Anytime you see these bands constricting like they are doing now, and this is about as constricting as it gets, you do tend to see a big move to come. If we just scroll over here, take a look at the last couple times, we saw a contraction here. And if I just measure the move, so this Bollinger Band contracted back here in April of 2019. If we take the bottom of this candle to where it stopped, we saw a 213% move to the upside. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see a 213% move to the upside or the downside, but there's a lot of confluence here. You have the Bitcoin Volatility Index, which is here in the teal color. That is at not all-time lows, but the lowest we've seen since 2018, which is the depths of the bear market. Also in the stochastics, we're pretty oversold, which is a positive for price action to the upside moving forward. If I go to a lower time frame here on Bitcoin, this is the 4-hour time frame. I have the trend line drawn here from October 22nd. Some good news in the short term here for price. We did break above this trend line and do exactly what you like to see. Retest, make support, close a couple candles above, and take off again. If we do take off, I expect us to retest this $19,800 level. And if we end up blowing past that, definitely seeing a lot of resistance at 20,300. And I'm assuming unless there's a big catalyst that I don't see happening in the next 2 weeks, we're going to get rejected, come back down. Worst case scenario, retest this trend line, which has put us right in the lower $19,000 range. ETH. Daily chart, sorry, this is the 4-hour chart on Ethereum. I've had this big bull flag drawn on here for quite some time, but within the bull flag, we've seen a symmetrical triangle, which did break to the upside. Very positive. It broke to the upside, started to retrace. We didn't retest this this trend line here, which would put us right on $1,310. But the next level I'd be looking at is 1,400. If we break past 1,400, that means we have broken out of this bull flag to the upside. Couple of levels I'm looking at for ETH. The first stop would be $1,786. And if we break above that, tons and tons of resistance at 1948. So right below 2K. And then finally, I want to take a look at Matic. Matic was ripping yesterday. Got all the way up to, I believe, 92, 93 cents. But we are in this ascending wedge. Typically, they do break to the downside on the stochastic.
not good. And we're back.
We're back?
Yeah.
We Gucci?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. Some computer technical difficulties. But what I was saying, Robin mentioned the volatility index and how if we take a look back here in 2018 when it bottomed, we saw a move to the downside of about 50%. And he was just referencing, can we see the same thing? And I was just saying, look, the volatility index doesn't tell us where the price is going to go. It just tells us the move is going to be big. And so when volatility is at an all-time low, we're currently oversold. We're at, essentially, if you take this look here, right? We're kind of at the bottom. I mean, if you take this wick away, the $17,500 wick, 18.5 has been solid, and we have not gone under it. And so the candles are getting smaller. The Bollinger Bands are constricting. So my bet is we see a nice move to the upside, and the level I'd be looking at, first level I'd be looking at is the 30K range. If we break above that, I'm not trying to slang hopium here or say it's going to happen, but I think for 45 to 47K to happen, we're going to need a big catalyst. Whether it's CFTC comes out and says, hey, we're launching a spot Bitcoin ETF soon, or I don't know, something. There has to be a catalyst for us to get to 45. But 30K, with what we're seeing on the charts now, I think is definitely possible. You think it's possible, Robin? 30K?
30K? I mean,
if the move does come to the upside, right?
Yeah. I think it's possible. I mean, here's the thing. I think that we're due for a big bounce. Dead cat bounce, bear market rally, psych out, whatever term you want to use. In the same way that you never get a chart that goes straight up and to the right, you never get one that goes straight down and to the right either. And so I think as much sideways as we got, we sold down from 65,000. We consolidated at 40. We consolidated at 20,000 for almost it's going on 3 months now.
Yeah.
And so it's time for a move, and I think a relief rally is in order. I do not think that the bottom is in, but I think before we reach the bottom, we are going to be testing some higher 20s. I'll put it that way. I don't know about 30 though, but I think we could like moonshot out to about 28 in a short period of time, maybe as short as like 2 weeks, and then maybe consolidate there, jump back down to 25K, and then we see the real bottom. I ain't talking about no baby bottom, no little toddler.
What about apple bottom?
Toddler
jeans,
bottom.
Boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. All right. Interesting. Something to definitely keep an eye on. Also, if you're new here, please say hello. We would love to personally welcome you to our Sin City crypto community with a personal hola from our friend Robin here. All right,
I'm soliciting my hola.
Solicitation.
Soliciting.
What word couldn't you pronounce last week?
Municipality.
That was funny. All right.
Stochastics.
Stocholastics. It's okay. Verbiage is not Robin's strong suit, but he's very smart.
You know what? You throw a lot of T's and S's in there, I get all mixed up.
Confuse you?
Yeah.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for, bro.
Okay.
All right. Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you. Polygon, their dApp development is absolutely exploding. This is sourced from Crypto Globe. The Polygon team recently announced there are currently over 53,000 dApps that are deployed on Polygon. This 53,000 figure represents an increase of over 60% since June and almost an 8-fold jump from the start of the year. Whew. We've seen what's the word I'm looking for?
What are we seeing, David? What
You're
have we
distracting
seen?
me with your pastries over there.
Yeah, because we want to eat.
Yeah.
I know.
We've seen a trend, right? Ever since, and I'm not saying Polygon wasn't doing anything or Polygon wasn't building, but you know which one I like, bro. Or that Polygon wasn't building before this happened. But ever since they went net or carbon negative, okay? We've seen partnerships galore. We've seen Disney. We've seen who else did Polygon partner with? Robin, the big names in the space. I believe they partnered with Google or Amazon. But what I'm saying is, once that narrative switched, it's like people are like, all right, Polygon is a go-to. Polygon is a go-to. It's built on Ethereum, the largest and most secure, some people say, smart contract platform in the entire space. And so it's fast, it's secure, it's scalable, it's got a great team behind it. The tokenomics are great. It's good for the environment, apparently, according to ESG and the carbon net, whatever. So
Until
will this trend
Shanghai
continue?
Until Shanghai upgrade, which is late 2023.
Nah, mid. Yeah. Q2, Q3 of 20. That's their estimated.
I don't know. I heard another article.
Yeah.
November, late 2023. And either way, it ain't coming until next year. And whatever date it is, Q2, Q3, Q4, it's probably gonna get pushed back. If the Ethereum roadmap hasn't told you anything yet, is that that roadmap is not accurate, at least not by their timelines. And so until then, Polygon is going to flourish. Until then, there's really no competition.
So you're saying once that happens, Polygon will
I'm not saying
no
that.
longer
I'm
be...
not saying that. I'm not saying that. But
sounds
what
like
I
what you're
am
saying.
well, no, what I'm saying is that Polygon has unlimited room to run until then. And how much the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade, where they implement rollups and significantly bring down the gas fee, how much that will affect the layer 2s, or perhaps it makes the layer 2s work even more efficiently and it brings more people into the ecosystem in its entirety and it benefits everybody. Perhaps that's the scenario. Perhaps people won't need to leverage Polygon as much. Why use Polygon if you go to... What I'm saying is that I don't know. I don't know what the layer 2s are going to look like when Ethereum becomes faster, scalable, and has less transaction fees. But what I do know is that until then, your best hedge on just smart contract functionality when it comes to Ethereum is Polygon, bro. That's where
it is such a good project.
And that's where institutions, here's the thing, institutions, they want exposure to a smart contract platform if they want to get into crypto. Who are you going to go with? You can't go with Bitcoin, no smart contracts. You go with anybody outside of Ethereum, they haven't proven themselves, right?
Yeah.
And so if you haven't proven yourself, who are you left with? Solana? They've only been around for like 2 years.
They can't keep the lights on for longer than 5 minutes.
And they can't keep the lights on. So here's the thing. If Solana can't stay up, if everything below it hasn't stood the test of time yet, you got one option. It's the Ethereum network. And the base layer, too slow. And so from now until the Shanghai upgrade, to God knows when, 2023 or maybe 2024, until then, you are an institution, you want smart contracts, you want exposure to crypto, you're going to launch on Polygon more likely than not. And so until that date, and like I said, what it looks like afterwards, I don't know. Maybe it's super bullish for layer 2s. Maybe it's super bearish. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't have any pushback on anything you said, except I don't think once Shanghai goes live, it's just gonna. And I'm not saying you said this, but I don't think it's gonna make the layer 2s like, oh, no one's gonna use layer 2s.
I think if
Vitalik has literally said, I would prefer all smart contracts to be ran on layer 2.
Here's the thing: if, let's just say, hypothetically, Ethereum is scalable, cheaper, faster. Let's just say, let's throw a number out there. 5 cents a transaction, right? And you can use Polygon for 2 cents or 1 cent or whatever it is. It might not be advantageous for you. You might not care. You'd be like, you know what? Why risk the security of using a layer 2 when I can go right to the base layer and transact for pennies on the dollar? And that makes sense. But here's the thing. If they do push out the layer 2s, it's going to happen slowly. It's not going to be something that happens immediately. So if that happens, it'll be over the course of years, right? You don't just... Blockbuster didn't just die. And I'm not comparing Polygon to Blockbuster. I'm just comparing the how the market will shift away into another sector. Slowly, Blockbuster, they faded. Redbox, they faded. Newspapers, they faded.
Redbox faded fast.
Some fade faster than those, yeah. But that's the thing. Even Redbox, I mean, it took them a couple years, right?
Yeah.
It's not like all of a sudden they just all of a sudden disappeared overnight.
That's what it feels like. My one of my old high school friends in here, Vic Pirano. What's up, my dude? How you doing, bro? Welcome. It's his first time on the channel. Robin, will you get my boy VP? And
VP, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
He was also Homecoming King.
Oh, yeah?
I believe so. He was either Homecoming King or Homecoming Prince. I'm not sure. All right, let's move on. Some big news with Fidelity as they double down on cryptocurrency. They are looking to expand the hiring spree by adding 100 new members to their crypto workforce. Why is this such a big deal, you guys? Everyone else is cutting employees. They're not necessarily cutting wages. They're letting go of people. They're laying people off. They're downsizing. And here you have one of the largest asset managers in the world hiring 100 more employees specifically for crypto. If you're worried whether you're in the right space at the right time or if crypto's going to go to zero, it's not going to make it out of the macro environment. Listen to stuff like this. These people, these companies literally have people working. Their sole job is to find out how to diversify what they do, their company, how to use money and resources to grow the company. And we see time and time again, they are dumping money, resources, time, intellectual property into crypto. This is great. Also, Fidelity announced the offering of Ethereum as well. Fidelity's hires will span across many regions, including New York, Boston, Dublin, and London. Robin, are you as bullish as I am on this?
Hell yeah. I think what's getting lost here is that they're offering Ethereum. You know, Fidelity, they were offering 401k services when it came to Bitcoin.
They were the first, I believe.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure if Ethereum is you're able to put that in the same basket if you're able to add Ethereum to your 401k. I'm not sure. However, really big, man, really bullish. I mean,
100%.
I don't know, man. I think that's
what does that tell you?
Fidelity,
though?
man.
I mean, but what does that tell you, bro? Right? Netflix, either companies stop hiring or cutting people. Meta, Netflix, Google. I mean, you name it.
But these guys are money management, so they still make. Yes, they're probably hemorrhaging in the same way that everyone else is. However, they're also. It's not like everybody did a bank run on Fidelity. Put it that way. And so they're still managing. They still got money. Those guys have been around for hundreds of years. Not hundreds, bro. Here's over 100 years.
But here's what you got to understand: the way they make their money is off of managing the portfolios.
I'm not. Yeah. They're down. Yeah.
And a lot of people are moving their money out of risk on, right, into dollar and like foreign currencies and dollar.
That's the thing.
And so there's no movement in those markets, so they don't necessarily make money.
You got to think.
I'm not saying they don't make any money.
These companies, especially these hedge funds, they have a long-term vision. In the same way that you see these crypto projects building in the bear market and setting themselves up for the bull market and providing liquidity and having their tokens listed. That's the thing. You don't, as a crypto project, you don't wait until the bull market starts to get listed on Coinbase, to get listed on Binance. You get those done, and it's easier said and done when you're in a bear market. There's no difference here when it comes to setting up the infrastructure for crypto services when it comes to traditional finance. And so your Fidelity, they are going to build this out now. And you know what's going to happen? There might not be a lot of buzz in it right now. In the same way that there wasn't a lot of buzz when Robinhood started listing cryptos. Robinhood app started listing cryptos. There wasn't a lot of buzz for that. It was a story. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. But what ended up happening when Robinhood went into the freaking bull market and they had had their stocks, they had crypto listed on there. They were set up with the liquidity and they straight moonshot. They were the biggest Doge wallet. They had tons of Bitcoin, and you're seeing the same thing come out of Fidelity right now. Nobody's, it's a secondary story. Hey, Fidelity has Ethereum listed. Yeah, you know what's gonna pop off? You know what's gonna absolutely go on a tear is all these boomers that want exposure to crypto that during the next bull run is like, oh, I can buy Ethereum. I can put Ethereum in my 401k, in my retirement. Like that is gonna be game changing. And so, just wait, man. These little small articles. They're putting ammunition.
Hey, man.
They're putting ammunition in the tanks, bro.
Small article, smaller article, small, and then eventually you have this giant mass pile of, holy moly, look where we are. We look up and crypto and Bitcoin's been adopted everywhere. Sam Bankman-Fried is no longer at the helm of FTX and running crypto regulation. All right, you brought up Robinhood. Robin, thank you very much for that amazing segue, because I would like to talk about Robinhood as they are seeking investigators. What does this mean? It's a source from the block. Robinhood wants to hire several sanctions investigators as it may be expanding its offerings. It'll be it's linked to compliance related to the self-custody wallets. If you remember, earlier this year, Robinhood Crypto was fined $30 million by the New York finance regulators. Rob, they're literally hiring compliance investigators, sanctions investigators. Is this where we're going, bro? Like, are we going to what Ben is so passionate about, is sanctioning wallets and blocking people or block listing people?
That's not
whatever?
where we're going. We're already there.
So it's going to get worse.
We're already there. They're just tightening the wrench, bro. And it takes these crooked ass exchanges, if you want to call Robinhood an exchange, they're not. They don't have order books. But it takes these crooked ass platforms just to realize, man, this is the direction we're going. And it ain't going to slow down, man. You think these sanctioned wallets, this is only the beginning. Next thing you know, you're going to have people eavesdropping on your wallet. Next thing you know, your iPhone's going to ask permission. You're going to be like, is it okay if the federal government shares your data from this MetaMask? You know?
A good plug right there.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I just think it's...
But
there's no sign of it retracting, right?
But bro, here's the thing, bro.
Do you see any sign?
No, but for them to go out and hire sanctions investigators.
Oh, yeah, they playing the game, bro.
I don't know, man.
They playing the game.
Do they know something we don't know, bro?
Here's the thing. You either push back or you play the game. What do you think Robinhood's going to do? If you're going to fall in line with this sanction thing, if you're going to fall in line with this sanctions ideology, hey, we're going to sanction this wallet, then why not go all in and do it proper, right?
Yeah.
And then you can get the what is it?
I hope none of you have any money on Robinhood.
the Boy Scout badge, you know? Like, good job, Robinhood.
Eagle Scout. I don't know. There's so many scouts. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. I think there's one or two more things I want to talk about. So the next thing I want to talk about is FTX to the rescue again. Source from Cointelegraph. FTX will provide around $6 million in compensation to victims of a phishing scam. Sam Bankman-Fried said that this was a, quote, one-time thing and that FTX would not do this going forward. A recent phishing attack saw attackers gaining user API keys, allowing them to conduct unauthorized trades. Now, we did kind of briefly talk about this on BitBoy Crypto this morning with Ben. He doesn't think it was a phishing attack. He thinks it was an inside job because this is not something I've ever seen that I can recall happen in the crypto market, where phishing scam or you click on a link or you do some dumb like give up your password and then you lose your funds and then the exchange comes and hands you your money back. Like, just doesn't happen. Are there ulterior motives here, Rob?
You know,
Sam Bankman-Fried wants to be Captain Save.
But here's the thing. all exchanges, part of customer service, you got to refund some money, bro. The banking system does it. Your card gets stolen, or
But
whatever,
if it's their
they
fault?
cover the charges. Yeah, and a lot of times it's the Bank of America's charge. A lot. Okay, here's the thing: your credit card gets stolen. Nobody's fault but your own. You drop your wallet. Somebody takes it. It could be 100% your fault. Still, the system will cover it, right?
But that's different than getting an email. Click here to win 10,000 Bitcoin if you just
If you get the same email and you click there and your credit card gets stolen, they get your funds back. I'm not saying that's where we're gonna go. I'm just saying that as far as a business model is concerned, even outside of crypto, let's say you're running an internet retail shop where you sell T-shirts and you mail out some T-shirts and people don't like them, they send them back. You're going to be operating at a negative cost. You need to bake that into your business model. You need to bake into your business model that you're going to have unforeseen costs due to customer service issues. Whether or not it's the customer's fault or not, that's just part of the game. You open up a restaurant, people are going to say, I don't like this food, take it back. So if I get it, you're like, well, is there something behind them wanting to give people back that got hacked? Like, I just think it's natural business.
I disagree.
I think that, Coinbase gives people money back. Binance is giving people money back. Why? Because FTX has a target on their back. If they all of a sudden refund some money, it's part of this grand conspiracy. Maybe they're just trying to run a business and keep their clients happy. Because you know what? A majority of companies around the world do that already.
When has Coinbase returned money for phishing attacks?
They have.
They have?
Yeah. You want me to pull it up?
I mean, I don't remember reading about it or hearing about it, but yeah, I don't know. Everything FTX and Sam Bankman do, just you know, it's got an asterisks. How do you pronounce that, by the way? Asterisks.
Yeah, we covered this article.
Asterisky.
We covered this article not too long ago. Hackers bypass Coinbase to steal customer funds. And they all got their money back. This was 6,000 users.
Yeah, hold on, go up. After hackers used a vulnerability in Coinbase's SMS-based two-factor authentication.
But
it landed on the fault of the exchange, not on the person.
I understand that. I'm not sitting here saying that. Okay, all I'm saying is that exchanges are just like businesses, and they want to keep their customers happy. And at times, even at a customer's fault, you help them out. That's all I'm saying, man. And I understand right now FTX has a target on their back. I'm not an FTX fan. I'm not a Sam Bankman-Fried fan. But I'm not going to sit here and microanalyze every decision that the business makes and be like, this is part of the conspiracy.
Why?
This is part of the conspiracy.
But why?
They're doing this because they're trying to I get.
Are you a Sam Bankman-Fried homer, bro? Are you a homer?
I agree with a lot of the narrative that Ben has on
How
Sam
much
Bankman-Fried.
did he pay you to say all this?
I'm just saying that, like, I think if they just refund some people's money they got hacked, I don't think it's maybe it's not that big of a story. That's all I'm saying. Maybe they're just trying to make people whole, bro.
Yeah, okay. Because he cares so much, right? You yourself talk about it on the show. He does not give a crap about anything
I don't
but
like
money.
Bank of America. I hate Bank of America. But if my credit card got stolen and they decided to refund some charges, or the Zelle transaction got hacked or whatever, and they decided to refund some charges, I don't think it's some larger conspiracy. I just think it's part of the business model that they refund people when they're out back.
Whatever.
And you know I hate the banks. You know I hate the banks.
No, tell us how you feel, Rob. What are
you
your
don't
thoughts on
want, you don't want
savings?
that right now.
What are your thoughts?
I'll break the internet right now.
What are your thoughts on savings accounts? Just kidding. That's all we got, Rob.
All right.
Yeah, we have a big day today. We are heading over to Money 2020. We're going to film on location. We are going to hang out. We're going to bring some more guests. We have a very special guest coming on Wednesday. You're not going to want to miss the show. Also, tomorrow we'll be going live at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we will be joining Ben again on his show at his normal time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So you'll catch double Sin City tomorrow as well. So make sure you join us there. Also, Follow us on Twitter at Sin City Crypto 1. Beware of scammers and hackers. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and join our community ran Discord. A lot of fun combo in there. And then if you enjoy Sin City or crypto merch in general, by the way, Rocco, do we have the shirt on the website?
Which one? The
Coin Father.
Yeah, we do.
All right, guys. I saw some compliments on the shirt. You can find the shirt on this website. It's not just Sin City crypto merch, but just overall cryptocurrency merch as well. And then finally, if you're not a member of the channel, you want to support us, the link to that is in the description as well. Robin, you got anything else?
Go watch the street interview.
That thing was good.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
The
I'm gonna
lady.
ask. I'm a pop quiz. Somebody in here.
Very good.
I'm pop quizzing you guys on something in that video. There's going to be a little Easter egg in there.
Easters?
So watch the video if you
Is it
watched
the
it
steroid
already.
guy? Is the steroid guy?
And you know what?
Who was your favorite character? Was it the steroid guy or the XRP
The
lady?
steroid guy was the
That
best.
dude was funny,
Look,
bro.
how about this? We got the $5,000 basketball thing yet?
5,000 subs, you mean?
Yeah, the basketball.
I ordered it.
You
So
ordered it?
He's on the
All
main
right,
side.
all right.
I'm
How
gonna
about
pick
this?
it up.
How about this? Let's give one away.
Okay.
And
We'll sign
we gotta wait. Yeah, we gotta wait for it to get here.
We'll sign it.
So once
Yeah, that's
once
good.
it gets here, we'll sign it,
We'll have Larry sign it.
and then we'll have Larry sign it. We'll
You know,
put-
should I bring my bearded dragon in here? His name is Bitcoin. And he's gold.
And then
Yeah.
I will find
Rocco?
an Easter egg. I will find an Easter egg in the street interview, and
It's not even Easter, you idiot. It's Halloween.
It's an Easter egg, bro.
Also,
you don't even know what an Easter egg
The
is?
Naked Canadian, that is the Don of Las Vegas. Rocco, he is our business partner and producer. He is the engine that keeps the show running. Very, very vital.
And we like
part.
to throw like last minute things at him. Like, hey man, we got 2 more people coming on the show today.
It's okay.
Get ready.
Literally cannot
a
do the
bigger
show
room.
without this man. Rocco, we love you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And thanks for the pastries. Thank you to your wife for the pastries.
Yeah, man,
She's
those
been bringing
things are good.
pastries over a lot lately. We gotta.
Okay.
I was waiting for every
nice.
time that we went to a cutscene to David. I was
Yeah, I know
eating
you
my
were.
pastries.
Idiot.
It's good stuff.
All right, Rocco.
It's time. All right, let's go.
Friends, family, friends of family, and family of friends, we thank you so much for beginning your week with us here at Sin City Crypto. Huge shout out to everyone in the chat. If you're new here, welcome to the best crypto community. I know everyone says that, but I truly believe we're the best. Make sure to come back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time on BitBoy Crypto to catch Sin City. Also, our regular time slot, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time for our live show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys. Peace.